It's here, it's here. The day is finally here. No, I'm not talking about the debut of my podcast, the podcast I've been threatening myself with for over a year. No, I'm not even talking about the day the mainstream media get hyped up over a possible UFO that even the most hardened conspiracy theorists could tell was a weather balloon. No, it's not the fact that I've finally reached level 43 on Pokemon Go. Tonight is the long-awaited Clash of the Titans, the rumble in the Canadian jungle, the event we've all been waiting for. The tribal chief Roman Reigns versus the former honorary Uce Sami Zayn in the WWE Elimination Chamber 2023. Yes, you got me. I'm a wrestling fan. It's been a bit of a strange culture for me. As a 38-year-old, it's not really a topic for the water cooler at work or in the pub with your mates. Well, not my mates anyway. And yes, I do have mates before you say anything. Try as they do to suffer my over-enthusiastic ramblings, they just don't get into the hype. And if I'm honest, the internet wrestling community is a little bit intimidating in itself. My only real attempt to join the conversation didn't go particularly well. My late night alcohol-fueled enthusiastic praise of recent WWE events was met with two comments. "Oh, please," was the first, as if I had driven this poor wrestling expert to their knees and left them sobbing, pulling their hair out at the mere thought of my tiny and post-worthy opinion. Okay, a little dramatic. The second simply read, "Old school wrestling fan from back in the day, eh, pal?" Well, yes, actually, pal. Yes, I f***ing am. I watched Wrestlemainia 8 on videotape, recorded by one of my dad's customers live from Sky Sports. I watched Bret Hart defeat Ric Flair by countout in front of a sold-out NEC. I watched Stone Cold Steve Austin defeat Shawn Michaels on a videotape I actually paid money for from a shop. There were no torrent sites back in the day, kid. And to top it all off, I was there in attendance when The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, cut an electrifying 20-minute promo from the top of a cage at Rebellion pay-per-view in Birmingham back in the day. But yeah, I have to admit, after the Attitude Era, my interest in wrestling gradually faded away, checking e-wrestling news every few months just to see if anything interesting was happening. It didn't help that I had tickets to a wrestling event that I missed because of a failure to read the start time on the tickets and being too far away without transport to make the event on time. I've never truly forgiven myself for that one. Who starts a wrestling show at 5 PM though? I know it's a Sunday, but seriously? I digress. Like most internet communities, you must navigate through the keyboard warriors who are keen to shoot down your opinion faster than you can hit the delete button. And I'll admit, perhaps I'm a little too sensitive. Having said that, there certainly is a strong wrestling presence on social media, and I'm certainly not implying that it's all negative. There is a buzz. To quote Darth Vader from Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope,
"I sense something, a presence I have not felt since."
Unlike Darth Vader, I won't leave that open-ended in case of a prequel series in the distant future, in fear that a statement might cause a continuity error that even Dave Filoni can't Disney magic around. No, I'm going to say it, and although it may cause a response such as, "Oh, please," or "Wrestling fan from back in the day, eh, pal?" it's something I'm starting to believe. I don't know why the wrestling fan from back in the day pal guy got to me so much. It's not even that bad. I can't remember his name.
It doesn't matter what his name was.
Back to my point. The presence I'm feeling is somewhat like that of the Attitude Era. A group of WWE stars that aligned to form a giant W constellation that is impossible to ignore. The stories are strong and the storytelling even better. Why suddenly a renewed interest? Well, for me, it started with the familiar sound of broken glass, followed by one hell of an intimidating guitar riff. In the year of WM38, the Rattlesnake returned for one more match, or at least that was the rumour. Kevin Owens, a performer who for my sins I knew little of, was making the point of slagging off the old great state of Texas in an attempt to draw the Rattlesnake himself out of retirement for one more match. Then that video. The man himself driving through the desert, coming to stop in the middle of nowhere, answering the invite to appear on the KO show. That familiar, intense stare burning a hole through the camera lens, straight through the slightly cracked screen of my iPhone XR, directly into part of my brain where the 14-year-old boy still resides, only this time the boy has a debit card. A tweet would simply not have had the same effect. It was a bit daft, but man, I got chills. It was cool as hell. Not only that, but rumours were spreading that recent free agent Cody Rhodes may be making his long-awaited return to the company where his wrestling journey all began. Fun fact, up until recently, The Legacy, his first wrestling stable, was the last wrestling t-shirt I bought. Sadly no longer fits. Not only that, but The Undertaker, who had sadly hung up his wrestling boots the year before, was going to take his well-deserved place in the WWE Hall of Fame. Nostalgia box, well and truly ticked. I was sold. The 14-year-old boy with a debit card signed up for the WWE Network, and it was good. Stone Cold stomped a mud hole in Kevin Owens. Stone Cold still had it, and Kevin Owens impressed me. I sat there in silent reflective contemplation as The Undertaker delivered his induction speech. And Cody Rhodes not only brought the house down, but introduced a whole new audience of me to Seth freaking Rollins, who, a lot like Kevin Owens, made me feel slightly ashamed that this was the first time I'd ever seen him wrestle. Not only that, but I finally got to see Roman Reigns in action against Brock Lesnar, and some pretty notable performances from the likes of Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, and a certain Sami Zayn. The whole thing left me pretty buzzing. It was great, but that was Stone Cold's last match. What now? Cancel the network subscription? Well, I didn't. I went and rewatched pretty much every pay-per-view I owned on video back in the day. Did somebody say Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins too? Yeah, go on then. Hell in a Cell? Match of the year? Yes, please. I found myself at this point fully immersed in the WWE universe again. I could quite literally keep talking for hours about all the different characters and their individual stories, but there has been one specific storyline, a story that seemingly built from nothing, had me and my family so invested that all four of us literally rose from our chairs, cheering and punching the air, only to have us sitting back down in our chairs, head in hands, in a matter of seconds later. The story of the 900 plus day reigning Universal Champion Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, the head of the table, the leader of the Bloodline from the legendary Anoa'i family, the Uso brothers Jimmy and Jay and their younger brother Solo, the wise man and the wrestling legend in his own right, Paul Heyman, and of course, Sami Zayn. Oh boy, where to start with this? From the initial locker room interaction, this story has been one hell of a roller coaster. Sami's character has seamlessly developed from a cowardly suck-up to a browbeaten minion to a celebrated, almost fully fledged member of WWE's Royal Family, only to throw it all away in an act of loyalty to an old friend, Kevin Owens, who had all along wanted to rescue Sami from the gaslighting user that Roman has played so perfectly. All backed up by an initially welcoming Jimmy Uso, the not so welcoming Jey Uso, the silent but fearsome Solo, the devious Heyman, all deserving of high praise indeed for the parts they have played in this Emmy Award worthy story. But the real star of all this, in my humble opinion, is Sami Zayn. He has well and truly won over the fans with his mix of enthusiasm, emotion, and at times a perfectly timed comedy, even to the point where the hardened heels in the Bloodline have struggled to keep a straight face. A great example of this was the segment in which Sami was unceremoniously stripped of his Bloodline t-shirt, only to be rewarded with his own honorary Uso t-shirt, his facial expressions almost controlling the crowd's emotions like a conductor of a people emotion orchestra, whatever that is. There was even a point when I started to like the Bloodline when I was pretty sure I wasn't supposed to, the chance of Sami outweighing the usual boos. I might have even raised a finger to the TV in acknowledgement of the tribal chief at one point. But not anymore. No way. That despicable beatdown on Kevin Owens in front of Sami at the Royal Rumble was the final straw, as it was for Sami. As he held that chair in his hands, I sat on the edge of my seat, as did Lou, Phoebe and Alice, waiting. And then the chair shot that will ring through WWE history, and the crowd pop, enough to make the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. My front room popped. We all jumped up. Yes, he did it. He did the right thing. He's taken a stand against the bully, put him in his place, and then a kick from Jimmy, the momentum killer. The spike from Solo, the nail in the comeback coffin. But wait, defiance from Jey. The guy that resisted Sami's involvement for so long can't bring himself to join in the attack. The plot thickens. The Bloodline is cracked. Masterful storytelling. And now the problem. Where to go from here? Just hours before, Cody Rhodes made his in-ring return from injury to win the Royal Rumble and stamp his ticket to the main event at Wrestlemainia, to challenge for the Universal Championship against Roman Reigns. Cody versus Roman. A chance for Cody to win the big one, to complete the journey. A chance for Cody to be the first of his prestigious family to headline WrestleMania and bring back gold. But what about Sami? All that just to fade into the background? Nah, surely not. Well, it's here, folks, tonight in Montreal, Canada, the much anticipated Roman Reigns versus Sami Zayn. Can he beat Roman? Cody seems to think so. If Sami does it and dethrones Roman Reigns, WrestleMania will begin to look very different. But have we forgotten a potentially important player? Could Jey Uso take this opportunity to establish himself as the leader of the Bloodline? Could he betray Roman and help Sami to get the win, leading to a family face-off, crowning Sami as champion to headline WrestleMania against the American Nightmare? A certain masterclass in-ring promo on this week's Raw certainly made that idea plausible. But what of the tribal chief? The way the wrestling community is talking, it would seem like a certainty that Roman will be dethroned sooner than later. Will it be tonight or WrestleMania? Or neither? He is, after all, in God mode, is he not? Should we even expect him to lose? Well, we will all find out soon enough, and I'll certainly be watching tonight on the WWE Network. Well, I think it's time for an introduction. My name is Matt Fisher, and thank you for making it this far. If you'd like to hear more video ramblings, please like and subscribe. I've always wanted to say that. Until next time, bye!